Have you ever wondered what is the single best method for sourcing stock? Well, in this video, we're going to tell you exactly from the reselling revolution, what is the single best method for sourcing stock for your reselling business. Now, just a spoiler alert, it is wholesalers and suppliers. Now, wholesalers and suppliers, building a relationship with them is the single best way of you sourcing stock for your reselling needs, whether you're a small seller with just a couple hundred items or whether you're a huge seller that is sourcing thousands of items a week. You will be and you must use the same method. What are the pros of sourcing from wholesalers, suppliers, all of that good stuff? Now, buying in bulk reduces your per item costs. If you are buying one item at a charity shop, but if you're buying 100 items from a supplier, it will be cheaper because of the power of economies of scale. You will drive down the overall price per item. However, yes, I hear what you're saying there. Oh, look, Reselling Revolution. If I buy a single item, I can only afford that at the moment. However, buying 100 items in one go may be really expensive. Yes, you are right. However, think about the long-term growth. You aren't going to be able to start a successful reselling venture without having some capital up front. Now, how are you going to get that capital? Borrowing from friends, family perhaps, saving up some of your 9-to-5 income. That is the best way. You can start a successful reselling venture with only a couple of £100, a couple $100. We started this entire reselling venture with only £500 from a summer job when I was still doing my GCSEs. So it's absolutely achievable. Now, within the intermediate course and within our Patreon group, we'll provide you with exclusive lists of vetted suppliers that we still use, even from sourcing thousands of items a week for our reselling needs. And we will provide this to you as part of the course. You can use our suppliers, build relationships with them, and overall just gain a lot of income in the long run by saving the per item costs. Now, if you are a Patreon and a club member of the Reselling Revolution, we will also provide you with subsidized stock that we not only sell, but that we can provide to you. We purposefully overstock just so we can drive the prices down. Yes, it hurts us in the short run because we have to buy a lot more than what we need. However, we sell the exact same stock and we can provide that to you, subsidized cost. Now, what are some final tips for sourcing? Be patient, research your deals thoroughly, take into account our pro tip that we just mentioned, compare your sourcing costs, compare the resale value. Remember, time is money. You are much more worth passing that cost on to a supplier, to a wholesaler who, yes, will charge a small margin for their service. I mean, you can't expect them to do it for free, right? They will charge a small margin. However, they will take that headache off you so you can focus on income generating activities such as wholesaling, sourcing, all of that good stuff, taking pictures, everything like that. Building relationships with suppliers is what we meant by the wholesaling and sourcing. Building relationships. All of this stuff is much more worth your time than going around to car boot sales trying to pick one item. So it just makes sense in that way. Now, test multiple sourcing methods to see what works best for you. However, we have provided our vetted supply list, and we will provide exactly, who we trust and who is better for you. Now, after all that information, it is completely up to you what you want to choose. However, use our resources, use what we give to you. Now, in the next lesson, we are going to teach you a bit more about the power of being a small seller and why do you deserve more? Why do you deserve to be more than just a small seller who's got, less than 250 items is what we class as a small seller? Why do you deserve to be more and build a business up to such a big way? And how will you do that? So if you're really excited about taking your foundations to the next level, building a skyscraper on top of those foundations, we will see you in the next lesson.